All right, it's about time. It looks like the stream has gone live. Good late afternoon, everyone. It is Monday, April 29th, 2024, about 5:40 p.m. and 9 degrees Celsius. And this is not where I wanted to start streaming from. I wanted to start streaming from south over there at Cherry Beach, but unfortunately, the Rogers 5G signal is quite pathetic, at least in the upload department. I was getting about 2 kilobits per second, or 2,000 that is, on my iPhone 15 Pro, and my Galaxy S24 Ultra was giving me triple that. But that's still not enough to stream, so I started making my way north and finally caught enough of a signal here. I am streaming or using the Galaxy for the connection. Sebastian is here, Sheena Roberts, Maxim, Lise Fox, Triple L, Jeanette, Doug, Gordon, Harjot, Jellybean, I Like to Walk, Aiden Thompson, McGuire, Cam, Uncle Buck, Baby Shark Brooklyn, and everyone else. Thanks for tuning in to this late Monday afternoon live stream. I am on Cherry Beach. I just finished recording a walk along all of Cherry Beach. Along, when it's north-south, we say up or down, not along. I should know better than that. But I just recorded a video walking south down Cherry Beach from where it starts, right at Eastern Avenue. So that will be up on the channel in a few days' time. And the plan was to do a stream around Cherry Beach when I got there. But connection issues had me making alternate arrangements. We're gonna go get a pretty awesome view of the skyline. I'm gonna head over to Polson Pier. You might remember I was over there on my first e-scooter live stream of the year. And then I'm just gonna walk back into downtown. Hopefully we have no connection issues. This is the Villiers Island. Massive, massive redevelopment going on over there on the right. That was the theme or topic of the video I recorded. Vivian Johnson is here, Mary W., Sammy Wu, Rosieland, Jillian Fox. Thanks for tuning in. Just a friendly reminder to like or dislike if you don't like what you see. Subscribe, hit the bell if you want to be notified when I go live. This will most likely be the last live stream of April, unless I decide to go live tomorrow morning for some reason. Willem35 says howdy. There's an old drive-in movie screen. I think that was last used during the pandemic, but it was closed for quite a while before that. And that's connected to an old driving range. This is all part of the Docks Entertainment Complex.
Thank you.
No problem. Greetings, Eva and Doug. So I snuck over there on the video I recorded, well, over to that side of the street, and got some neat views. But we are in the Portlands. How many steps a day do I average? 15 to 20,000. There's days where I hit 30, 35. But then there's days where I only do like 10. Yesterday, I didn't even make any videos. I still somehow hit 10, I think. Good evening, Kevin Hawthorne, Marge. Mods are here. So the Cabana Pool Bar and Rebel Nightclub are just to the left. But we're gonna go over there and hang out for just a little bit, take in the view. And we'll head over some new bridges that have gone in. Hello, Muhan. Casey's mom dropping in. Rama Kanada. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. 200 Japanese yen. Arigato, and thank you so much for the 200 yen. Hope you're keeping well. I'm assuming you're in Japan based on the currency. It's always dangerous to assume these days. Could just be using a Japanese account from somewhere else though. Nicole Morse, hello to you. I tend to think of this as the afternoon and not the evening when it's still light out. I don't think there is a clear-cut definition of when late afternoon becomes early evening. But I guess it stays light till after 8, so it's kind of a dumb way of looking at it. I'm currently walking west towards the pier. There's a plane that just took off from the island airport straight ahead. Disappearing into the clouds. And Gambler says at least it's not raining. Yeah. Rain is what kept my camera at bay yesterday. There's the Mini Cooper with its lights on, but I don't see anyone behind the wheel. Oh. There's someone in there with a dog, and she is taking a nap. Please park it between the lines. There's that view we're off to get a better look at. Sleeping, napping, I'm not sure. But she reclined the seat, so probably just waiting for somebody to get off work. All right, it says anyone here both use Windows and Mac? Not I. I was doing speed tests down at the beach because I wanted to start my stream there. And my S24 Ultra on the same network, they both have Rogers 5G SIM cards in them, was pulling in like 3 times the upload speeds and double the download speeds of my iPhone. I think it's got a superior communications modem in it. But we're about to get a pretty sick view. That BMW just ripped out of here like we're in a movie or something. Marg D gifted 1 Johnny Strides membership, and the recipient of that is Dave in Bangor, Maine. Marg D, thank you so much for your generosity. And Dave in Bangor, Maine, welcome to membership. I've been sitting on a member's video for quite a while. All right. Well, fortunately, that guy was maybe not having it all upstairs, but seemed to be harmless. And this is what we came here for. I'm going to set my camera up to look at the skyline, and maybe I'll fish out a new thumbnail for this live stream while you all take in that view. Greetings, Black Cad. Long time no see. Welcome to the stream. I'm just posing. No CN Tower in sight. It's kind of weird. The CN Tower's kind of lopped off halfway up. All right, I don't like that picture. I'm going to take another one. It is a nice view. It'll be made worse by the presence of me walking in front of it, blocking your view, but it's what I gotta do. It's what I gotta do. I'm just gonna change the thumbnail on this stream. Give me a second. I'll get out of the way for you. Ain't nobody want to be looking at me. That's for damn sure. Yeah, the CN Tower is hidden by cloud. Oh, you can kind of see the top of it now. Let me grab a new picture quickly. No, don't get hidden. Stay there. I'll zoom that out and give you guys the real perspective. All right. Actually, I think I like the picture I already have. Let's stick to that one, eh? Head down to the end of the pier here. RJ McKenzie, Peter Stock. Was telling a friend from Korea about my channel. She will watch later. Thank you, Black Cat. 고맙습니다. It's kind of a neat view with the sun. I once picked up like some of the most stunning sunset photos I've ever taken from this spot before several years ago. That was during a live stream. Dirk G, member for 9 months. Hello, Johnny Mods and chat friends. Great view. Dirk G, thank you so much. Thank you, Dirk. Good to see you in the chat. Thanks for all your channel membership. I believe this is a helicopter pad here. And there is a view of the new reconfigured mouth of the Don River, if I'm not mistaken. It's currently dammed up, so it doesn't connect to the Don just yet. I wish you guys could see the sun reflecting off the lake in person. This view is something else right now. Michael Ice Cream asking, how am I? I'm new to your channel. I am good. Welcome. Lisa has snapped a helicopter landing here. Jellybean says it was supposed to be warm today. Yes, it was. But was it? No. It was and is not. All I did today was make my way down to Staples. I had to return a few items. I used their Purelator drop-off. James B. Smith says, I think it's connected. I thought, last I had read, it was dammed up. And they had filled up the other side of the mouth with water. I think I see bean bags over there blocking it from going. Maybe when we get to the bridge, we can take a closer look. The western plug there has been yanked and the northern plug is half pulled, says James B. Smith. See, you guys know way more than I do. I think I mentioned it might be plugged in the video I just recorded. A good thing I added the disclaimer that if you want to know more about Villiers Island, there's plenty of excellent videos on YouTube. Reese Martin and RM Transit has done a recent video on this area. Jellybean says I posted an Instagram pic. Oh my God, yes. I popped into West Elm today and I saw some glasses that were $15 full price and they were in the on sale everything must go section and they had stickers on them marked down to $14.99. I thought that was Instagram picture worthy. The Tokyo Tower is taller than the CN Tower, says Jason Christian. Well, I'm going to say that is absolutely incorrect. The Tokyo Tower is much shorter than the CN Tower. I've been up the Tokyo Tower. However, the Tokyo Skytree is taller than the CN Tower. They're two very different things. The Tokyo Tower looks kind of like the Eiffel Tower, but it's red and white. That's a pretty awesome view. Maybe we're gonna get going in a minute. There'll be still more views of the skyline to take in. But will they be this good? Probably not. Jeanette says I'm shopping at bougie stores. Michael Connor asking what I had for lunch. I made a giant lasagna last night for dinner. So I had reheated leftovers. Why is it that lasagna leftovers are always better than when you have the lasagna straight out of the oven? Snap in a few more pics. I cooked, no, I heated up. And I had to preheat the oven. That took all of 6 minutes. So this is the Rebel nightclub on the left. And the Cabana Pool Club is over there. I heard stories of people getting like their phones and bags stolen there. That is all anecdotal and hearsay. Don't sue me, Cabana Pool Club. There's the Toronto Islands. I just saw a fish. It's not clear water, but it came right up to the surface. I have no idea what kind of fish that would be. All right, in a minute, I'm gonna start moving north up Cherry Street. Good afternoon, Subash. That could be dinner. Oh, you do not know me very well. The only fish I eat is either sushi, I can't even say it, or sashimi, or fish and chips. Put any other kind of fish on a plate and I will just gag. I think I lasted all of 1 minute in the Tokyo fish market. I think it's called like the Tsukiji fish market. All right, we're gonna head back to Cherry Street. And then we'll be north. Where to, I don't know. We'll have the option of Queens Quay along near the waterfront, or I could go up through the Distillery District. So the Villiers Island development will house something like 10,000 residents when all is said and done. You'll see a bridge that's been earmarked for an LRT or streetcar, but no funding has been secured. I think it's a case of what comes first, the people or the transit. I think it would be idiotic not to just go ahead and lay down those transit tracks. Reese talked about a plan how they could easily just circumvent Union Station while they reconfigure the platform there and just have the streetcars run straight along Queens Quay all the way into this area. And the 504 King Street could be extended south, or King Streetcar could be extended south through the Distillery Loop and run right up or right down Cherry Street. And there used to be a supermarket right around the corner, a TNT. I remember going to that one back in the mid-2000s when I lived on Princess Street, or Longboat Avenue, just off of Princess Street. Lafarge Innovation and Training Center. They've got a big building off of the QEW in Niagara. Whenever you take the Dorchester exit, you go right by it. I remember coming up here for corporate events and going go-karting and taking some swings at the driving range. This was known as the Docks Entertainment Complex. And you can still see the drive-in movie screen up there. And in a few minutes, I'll be heading over that bridge. That was the first bridge that opened up to the public a few years ago. Greetings, Greg Keating. All right, Jeanette, take care. Thanks for dropping in, eh? There's a lot of people jogging around this area. RJ says I need to visit a drive-in movie theater. I remember going, but I don't really romanticize the experience. There's one in Oakville I used to go to fairly often. Ninth Line, I think that one is still there actually. Brad Palmer, hello. Thanks for the IPA, which fueled the Johnny Stumbles live stream last night, Brad. I don't know about Keating's channel, but this is Cherry Street along a reconfigured section. It used to, I think that section is still called Cherry Street, where the Cherry Street barbecue is. I don't think they renamed that section. There's a very renowned barbecue joint built in a really old bank building just over there that fortunately has survived the redevelopment. As we head over the mouth, the new mouth of the Don River. There's a view right into the sun. There's a viewing spot that should be open soon. Jersey Rose, $3. Thank you, Jersey Rose, for the $3. Much appreciated. And there was a video that went viral a few weeks ago of an idiot who drove along the trail here. I can't really see over. But what I did in the video I recorded earlier, I ran to the other side of the street, which you're not really supposed to do. And I got a pretty good view of what's going on over there. Maybe I can do that again. I think the plan is to keep this port intact here. Where that St. Mary's cement barge is. There's a guy on it on an electric skateboard. I wonder if he's supposed to be on that. That crane is cool. Yeah, it would be cool if it stayed here. Obviously, it has more value if it gets relocated if it's not to be used. The plug would have been directly underneath me. Oh yeah, look at that, it's open. I do not want to drop my camera here. But the last I heard of this, it was dammed up. Okay, I can't see the chat. And in this edition of Johnny Does Something Stupid, we are not supposed to be over here. But There's a look into Villiers Island. There's a new pedestrian bridge. I believe this is called like the Canoe Cove, something like that. There's a little cove on the left. There's a park where they're putting in a splash pad. Sheena says, be careful. My jeans are absolutely filthy from hopping over here. RJ says being sneaky. I don't know if sneaky is the word. I literally just hopped a few things to run over here. And now I will do it again. Make sure there's no traffic whatsoever in either direction. There's a car coming here. A few vehicles. All right, let's go. There's nothing or nobody coming northbound. No rush here. No trespassing. Pretty sure what I just did might have been considered trespassing. Oop, my camera's fighting the fence. Hopefully that view was worth it. Lisa says trespassing light. Hey, if it's to take a picture or video of something, it's worth it, right? There's the Cherry Street Barbecue, which I think was featured in the Michelin Beeb Gourmand Guide as one of the great values in the city. And there's another bridge. Yep. It's open. Yep. That guy was asking me if the Cherry Street Bridge was closed, but I'm pretty sure it's open. I literally walked all the way to the end of Cherry Street. There's another bridge just over there on Commissioners. Commissioners was closed for quite a while. Johnny, come to Perry Sound. We have great bud here. Bring Ken and his girl. I'll think about it. Eh? Is one of these sightseeing buses coming up here? Where is that going to? The Polson Pier? Oh, that's got to be out of service. They probably just park at a lot down here. Johnny, do you think we will meet one day? I don't know, get one of those magic 8 balls you used to get from the IT store. Give it a good shake and ask it. So these two bridges coming up were, well, all 4 of them came in from Nova Scotia, but the one on the right is earmarked for future LRT or streetcar usage. This was originally like a swampy marshlands, so they are trying to restore some of it. Wesley says, can't wait for the day I visit Toronto and you will meet me. Well, it's no secret where I am. There's about a maybe 10 or 15 second delay from the stream to reality. We can cross here and take a close look at that bridge that will hopefully one day carry a streetcar along it. Well, more than a streetcar. Check out RM Transit's recent video on the waterfront to hear his opinions on this and the latest status as to what's going on. Where I'm walking now, streetcars may one day roam. I think we spent an absolute fortune on these bridges. I mean, they're nice, but I'm not sure that was money well spent. This area is earmarked for transit that isn't funded. But just north of here is Cherry Street, and Cherry Street has one branch of the King streetcar from the Distillery loop, so that could theoretically run south, and there's a few proposed streetcar or LRT loops around Villiers Island. Were they made in Nova Scotia? I don't know. I know I think they were designed in Europe, actually. I think they're possibly a Dutch design. There's some people in the chat who know a lot more about this than I do, who also have Google at their fingertips. I just want to get over there, man. Now I gotta wait for all this traffic. RJ McKenzie says these bridges are fine, but could have gone to something better. Yeah. I think we could have foregone the fancy designs. We just had an old-fashioned overpass. Are those the Cherry Street cherry blossoms straight ahead that you mentioned? It looks like they're still there. Gimbal endpoint reached. There we go. So this is the northern, I guess, border of Villiers Island. Apparently Villiers Island is just a working title. And it's to be renamed. Let's hope it's not the same people who tried to rename Dundas Square in charge of that. This is the island of Sankofa Island. Hey, it's someone on a one-wheel. Good evening, Kaplan. There is a look at the bridges. So this part, I think, was opened up officially in February. They call it the Cherry Street realignment, but really it's more like the fixing of Cherry Street, because Cherry Street is connected to the realigned part better than it is to the old part. It used to veer off over there to the east and turn south. There's also a massive housing development planned just over there called the Quayside Project, where Google Sidewalk Labs was once located. So where are we going? Are we going up through the Distillery District, or are we going west along Queens Quay West? Queens Quay, Distillery, or Mill Street? And I guess that would take us to the Esplanade. Feels a little bit more like a Queens Quay kind of walk, doesn't it? Yes, that's a GO train doing what TTC trains do so well, just stopping in the middle of the tracks. Although that one probably has a conductor telling the passengers what's going on, whereas when you're on the TTC, just getting from Eglinton to Davisville can take 15 minutes and no one says shit. Mark D says Distillery, Jelly Bean Distillery, Greg Keating, Queens Quay, Cam Distillery. Mike Landry, welcome to the chat. Mike Landry. We could do both. We could do Distillery and then down Parliament. Bill Johnson says, go left here and see Quayside. We could still see Quayside. All right, you guys voted for Distillery, so I guess the next vote will be Esplanade, Front Street, or Queens Quay. Works for me. We're going to take a stroll through the Distillery District. We are standing underneath the Gardner Expressway, soon to be under provincial control. They'll be responsible for this crumbling mess. Kev says I lead on, we're here for the ride. Action Therapy says Queens Quay. I think we can safely accomplish both. We're just missing kind of a boring stretch along Lakeshore here anyways. Are we getting a pedestrian signal here? Everyone's got red lights. No, but I don't see why I can't cross here. The pedestrian beg buttons aren't installed yet. And there's about to be a GO train rolling by overhead. Patrick, sorry if I can't pronounce your last name, Lauk? 3 British pounds. Patrick, thank you so much for this support. I'm assuming you beamed in those 3 pounds from the UK, thank you. I don't know, Claudia. I decided to keep this one. Arian G says the province is doing it out of spite. No, I think the province didn't want to get dragged through the mud over turning Ontario Place into a giant spa. So to kill that story, they basically agreed to take on control of the DVP and Gardner from the city and all the expenses related to that. At least that's how we were told the deal was brokered. The only downside is, at least the city had the power to toll those roads. It could have generated a lot of revenue with congestion charging and tolling, similar to what they do in like London in the UK. The province kowtowing to all their suburban and rural voter bases would never do that. They would be seen as anti-car. And the funny thing is, they would have got to build their spa anyways. There's nothing the city could have done to prevent it. But I guess this keeps the bad press down. All right, through the old Gooderham and Worts whiskey distillery grounds. We saw the movie Tommy Boy. This might look familiar.
Yeah, why?
Old Flame Brewing Company. Stage Door Cafe. This is where the Christmas market, or I guess Winter Village, they now call it, takes place every year. Marianne G., I think there's plenty wrong with transforming a public space into a private spa that very little people will take use of or get use of. On prime land, right by the waterfront, they very easily could have put the spa on the exhibition place grounds. I guess they wanted the prestige of being on the waterfront. But yeah, this is almost a must-see place if you're visiting Toronto. If you're here for more than a day or two, definitely come check it out. There's a lot of great places. There's the Pure Spirits Oyster House and Grill. And this one on the right, El Catrine. I remember having tacos there during the pandemic. I'm gonna keep moving though. We might be picking up a copyright match from that music. And what proper city doesn't have locks of love? Somewhere, I remember in Seoul, up on Namsan Tower, people would latch these locks to the gates up there. Pine Sol is here. Hello, Pine Sol. There's someone with a pretty serious camera straight ahead. Rico loves the distillery district. There's the Spirit of York Distillery. This is Mill Street, just to the north of here. There's an excellent cafe straight ahead called Balzac's. Street food. S-T-R-E-A-T. I see what they did. Dirk G gifted 1 Johnny Strides channel membership. Rob MNR was gifted a membership by Dirk G. Welcome to channel membership, Rob MNR, and thank you very much for your support and for gifting a channel membership, Dirk G. And there is Balzac's. I think that was their original location. They have a location in the reference library and a few other spots throughout town. The ambience in that spot is excellent. It's an absolutely beautiful cafe inside. No pets allowed inside the cafe. I was debating getting something from there, but nah. I've got to do a little changeover on my camera rig here. Just a moment, guys. Rico Zuniga, $6.99. Try the Arvo coffee there, Johnny. Thank you so much, Rico, for the $6.99. Next time I'm here, I'll have to try it. I'm gonna pass on having a coffee now, but thank you, Rico, for the support. And if you're in the area, try the Arvo coffee. So I'm going to take my battery handle off and put this thing on. And I'm going to charge the battery handle. Presto changeo. I'm going to take my battery bank here. This is my battery which was attached to the camera. I'm going to charge that. That way if I need it again, it'll be fully loaded. In fact, I'm positive I won't need it again. That's just a way to make sure I always have power. Richard Hartle, $3. I'm so buzzed and alive. The Strides vid. Life is good. Richard. Enjoy your buzz, and thank you so much for the $3. One thing I've added is now when I go out, I always should have done this, but I bring a water bottle with me in my backpack. Like, why haven't I always done that? I've been streaming like this for what, 4 years? But thank you guys, Rico and Richard, for those super chats. All right, let's continue. Did I buy a new backpack? I've had this backpack for a while. This is the one I've been traveling with. I think they may have been on some kind of tour. Camp says yay to hydration. As we continue on through the distillery district, and I think what I'll do is I'll make a left here at Parliament and we can head back to Queen's Quay, and then we can walk past the upcoming, I don't know if it's up and coming, Quayside District. I have not, Jelly Bean. What city does this remind me of? I'm gonna go on a limb and say Toronto. There's the Segway store. And Parliament Square Park is straight ahead, back when this was Upper Canada. That's where the first Parliament buildings were. Look at these light fixtures. Fancy, and I bet, are those lights? What the hell are those? I'm sure they are unbelievably expensive, whatever they are. So I can head straight, and that'll take us on to the Esplanade. But we're going to stick to the original plan. Greetings, Jeremy Joseph. There goes a very old Via train rocking its way into Union Station. New condo going up. So we're about to head underneath the rail corridor once more, and the Gardiner. Hey, old street. I used to live on this street. This is Longboat Avenue. I think it was 2005. Me and a couple of my best friends who I met actually the other night. We went to Victory Cafe on Bloor Street. We rented a 3-bedroom townhouse with a garage. It was a co-op, and I think it was like $2,100 a month. Imagine that. I'm sure that same place is like at least 4 right now, probably more. And then after that, I rented a basement apartment, a huge basement apartment in Koreatown for like $700 a month. That was back when people could afford to live here. We gotta wait for the light here. We'll cross Lakeshore. And it looks like this was decent timing. I think we're about to hit the light cycle. Walk sign, awesome. And where that budget car rental shop is used to be Google Sidewalk Labs, where Google wanted to build a smart city in this area, and that was their headquarters. I think there were privacy concerns. They wanted to collect data over absolutely everything. This was actually a Google branded building. Oh, there is a crossing, but it's over here. I guess we'll wait and we'll cross over because it's more interesting on the other side of Queens Quay. Let's wait for the light here. As this Mercedes with no turn signal turns left. Subaru driver knows how to turn. Josh says that's where I work. We're at the budget. Honda drivers signaling their turns. This one didn't. Boo. Alright, I think the light's going to flip in a second here. So where we were earlier on Cherry Street is actually just over there. It's only like a 4 or 5 minute walk from here. And that's where the Google Sidewalk Labs was set up. And this whole section of Queens Quay East here is going to be a monster development. And holy crap, this might just be one of my new favorite condos in the city. Look at that cladding. It's not glass. It's kind of like a muted orange. I think that looks excellent. It's very well suited for being by the lake. Lots of big balconies. Windows on the corners of the units. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. I can't speak for the quality of inside that building, but I love it. That is a much better development just on appearance than 99% of what we see going up here. And this is the stretch of Queens Quay that should be getting a streetcar or LRT at some point. Ideally just extending the Queens Quay LRT, and Reese talked about some of the challenges behind that in that recent video he posted. Are those balconies finished? No. That's very much temporary. And this building straight ahead that says Heinz on it, that's a timber construction building. That white building over there is quite nice as well. Can we just have a moratorium on like glass condos for like 10 years? I don't know if it's a different color on this side or if that's how the sun is hitting it, but I like it. Big functional balconies, not pukey green or blue glass. Tridel is the developer behind it. I think they're one of the better ones. And it was really neat watching this building go up because you could see its wood frame as it was going up. James says turn left. The building is even closer to the lake. Is that part of the pier open up though, or open yet? I'm going to be doing a morning live stream along here pretty soon. Lisa says rentals. If those are rentals, that's even better, but I'm pretty sure that was a condo advertisement we saw. Gaby says agree. I'm sick to death of the cookie cutter glass buildings with panes constantly falling on passersby. One of the problems with the glass condos is that glass curtain will have to be replaced as soon as 15 years into the life of the building, and guess who's paying for that? The condo board, which means the people living there. It never really made sense to me in this climate to have glass facades on high-rises. Hey look, another non-glass condo. They're on a roll down here. That one's a little more boring in design. And this one over here was designed, I think, by the same guy who did Habitat 67 in Montreal. And you can kind of see the similarities. We're almost at the foot of Sherbourne Street. What this area is missing though is that streetcar extension. But this was all kind of an industrial wasteland back when the Queens Quay streetcar went in. The west downtown waterfront is really developed. And you used to have an awesome view of the financial district skyline from here. Now, not so much. All these new buildings going up. SG says, yeah, I caught another live. Yeah, Bill, that's the plan. We're gonna walk through the Sherbourne Common here, and then over to Sugar Beach. But this is the very south end of Sherbourne Street, south of Front. It is known as Lower Sherbourne. And in the winter, this splash pad here is an ice skating rink. And we've hit over 420 viewers. Thank you. Friendly reminder to thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell, etc. I'm getting a hankering for some IKEA hot dogs. Maybe I'll stop on the way home. 2 hot dogs and a sparkling water, $3.65. Greetings, Crikey. So we started off over there. You can see Rebel Nightclub off in the distance. Yeah, I could have came along the promenade, which looks like it's being extended here. That is neat. I didn't know that was happening. But we started this live stream over there and went south down Cherry Street, then walked through the Distillery District and went south, or we went north up Cherry Street, then walked south down Parliament. Will they turn Ontario Place into condos? No, they're turning it into a giant spa. And an indoor water park. A reminder that you too are atmosphere. Careful infrastructures for reassembled lands. Lisa Hermer. Okay. It looks like something that would be written on a cushion you see at HomeSense. There's a plane that just took off from the island airport. Yeah, Wesley, I don't disagree with that assessment. We're all pieces of carbon, or more specifically, stardust. Said a great late astrophysicist, Carl Sagan. There's Chorus Entertainment, a big media conglomerate. The radio station I used to listen to, Edge 102, is part of that group. Ooh, there's a neat view of the tower. Some trees blocking it, but let me get that zoom working. Just kind of playing peekaboo. And this is Sugar Beach. I wanted to start the stream at Cherry Beach, but I couldn't get a signal there. Arian G says, I think we're made of stardust. Really? Well, that is where all matter on Earth came from, or was at least a part of at one point. So yes, we are. I think that was the whole point of that quote. Oh, there's an awesome view. Someone with some photography skill could do this a lot better justice. Hey, Mr. Siegel. Zoom out. I don't know why people hate you guys so much. James Hall, 10 bucks. Maybe this can help. Use this for your hot dog. James Hall, thank you so much. Let's celebrate their 5th super on a live stream, says YouTube. James Hall, you just powered my meal tonight. Thank you, James. I was seriously thinking of stopping in at IKEA. They've got such a good deal on hot dogs. Easily the most affordable place you can get a complete meal in the city. All your major food groups, hot dog bun, hot dog wiener, ketchup, mustard, lingonberry juice. What more does a human need? There's Edge 102. And there's some ladies filming a TikTok, Instagram. They've got I don't even want to guess what they're wearing, but they've got a camera up, oriented vertically. So they're about to assault someone's senses with some vertical video. As long as they're having fun, who really cares? How are the IKEA veggie balls? I don't know. I've had their meatballs somewhere recently. Well, thanks again, James Hall. Mark S says the Costco hot dog is great. I won't have any of it. Costco is an absolute zoo to go to. They're not well located in the city. My closest one is Leaside. Oh, that sun is still pretty high up. How great is this? It's 7 p.m. In the winter, it would be pitch black already. Because for some idiotic reason, we make it darker an hour earlier, and it already gets darker because the days are shorter. And that was called Sugar Beach because this is the Redpath Sugar Refinery. And sometimes you'll see a big freighter docked here. It's kind of a neat sight. These two dudes look like they're part of the Canadian military. I wonder if they're from the armory at Jarvis and Queen. There's a few reserve units, I think, that are stationed up there. There's a Loblaws right next to a Farm Boy. Well, you've got all your ultra expensive grocery options covered in this area. As we head west along Queens Quay. That north side used to just be old commercial and industrial style buildings and parking lots. It was quite ratty looking. The sidewalk needs to be wider. It does. I've said it before and I'll say it 100 million more times, but this needs to be a dedicated bike lane and not a multi-use trail. Whenever you have a pedestrian footpath, it makes absolutely no sense to have a multi-use trail right next to it. There's a good amount of people out. No Leafs game tonight, that's tomorrow. I'm gonna snag a picture of this. That's kind of a neat view. And the Leafs will be in Boston. Government Club RIP. The warehouse and the government. Back in the days of the Mega Club, used to be located right over here. Oh, it smells so good. Past the sugar refinery. There is rising, I don't know if it'll be taller than One Bloor West, but it will be either the tallest or second tallest building in the country when all is said and done. At over 300 meters, it'll be a proper super tall. And the old Toronto Star building is actually part of that development complex. And I think the original plans were to add some height to it, but I think they're just going to reclad the building and kind of blend it in with the rest of the development at this point. All right, Boom Productions. Well, the good news is I don't think they're playing the Dodgers anymore. Maybe you can get that offense kick-started for them. They're running around the outfield catching balls like ballerinas, but they can't hit to save their life. Here's an idea. Let's take Vladdy out of the lineup. Or at least put him down in like the 8th spot. The man has no plate discipline. Yes, let's just walk on the wrong side of the trail. I like this smell. And hey, look, it's the Courtside Restaurant. Lisa says, what is plate discipline? It's the ability to wait for a pitch that isn't asked. Vladdy just tends to swing out of his shoes at almost anything near the zone. It works better for Bo Bichette. He's got much faster hands, but Vladdy just looks like he's flailing away out there. And he's not exactly a positive on defense either. He cost us a game last week. And this is the foot of what is incorrectly referred to as the longest street in the world, the foot of Yonge Street. To the right is the east side of downtown, to the left is the west side of downtown. And to the south is the lake. These water taxis will be getting pretty busy pretty soon. I'm about to walk past the Westin, which I think is going to be undergoing a pretty significant renovation. I remember during New Year's I looked into getting a room here that overlooked the lake so I could use the Wi-Fi and stream the fireworks. And they were like $900 a night that night. No. There's a conference center. I imagine that conference center will be redeveloped at some point. Some prime land. All right, how much are the hot dogs here? All beef, $5.99. Just put $6, man. Why gotta put that .99 and insult everyone? Especially when people are paying with cash at those places. So if you're going to the island, you could hop on the ferry to the left here. The Jack Layton Ferry Terminal is just to the south. I've heard that it's going to get revamped. And it will undergo a fairly extensive reno. And that's a look up Bay Street. We're just going to keep moving here. Oh, not just bikes. We'd like to see that. So here's what Reese was talking about. These streetcars head under into the Queens Quay streetcar terminal. Then they head north up to Union Station, which is a very tight and awkward turnaround, which would have to be totally remade if the streetcar is extended east into the Portlands. So what he proposed was just lop off the connection to Union Station while they rebuild it and just have the streetcars run east and west along Queens Quay East and West. The people from Union Station will have to walk all of 5 minutes down here, boo-hoo. That's the best way to get things moving, in his opinion. Does the waterfront need more art? Well, there's a fair bit of whimsy at Love Park. Maybe we'll pass through there. Ever been on Via Rail across Canada? No, I've taken it to Ottawa. That's about it. Make sure you sit with a south-facing seat if you're heading that way. Get a view of the lake going by. When I've taken high-speed rail across Taiwan and across Korea, and I have a video of it going from Paris to Barcelona on this channel. There's Love Park. I think I'm going to cross over. We'll head north up York Street. Which is good because I think the video I posted for tomorrow goes west along Queens Quay here on the north side of the street. That'll be available at 9 a.m. EST on this channel. Join us for the premiere. Make sure I'm not stepping in front of a cyclist. We're going to hit Love Park in a moment. Which has a certified fair bit of whimsy. Here comes a streetcar. Before they put these bollards up, there was a fair bit of dumbasses turning and driving along these tracks here and going right down into the streetcar tunnel. There's almost every month there's a picture of some moron doing that on Reddit. But this park here opened last year to a fair bit of fanfare. There's a little polar bear. I absolutely love this tree once it turns green. I think they could have picked a more perfect tree for that spot. And this water was green last year, and a lot of people were up in arms about that, but apparently that's how it was supposed to be due to the natural filtration system here. Here's some more certified fair bit of whimsy, a beaver. And there's a fox. Remember that song, What Does the Fox Say? I'm not even going to attempt to assault your ears by singing that. But as stupid as that song is, it's also catchy. And we've made it to Harbor Street. Jelly Bean says that's a dance music song. She says that song is annoying. Oh yes, the Toronto classic of getting stuck in an intersection. They should really submit people to an IQ test before they give them a license. Greetings, Fluffy Bunny. Like Amici. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Monday late afternoon stream, I guess evening. Espero says a dash of whimsy. Them's fighting words. We're gonna get the light in a second here. Jack, I don't disagree with that. Someone in a Dodgers hat. Dodgers fans travel well. I wonder if they came into the city for the weekend and now they're just kind of checking it out. This is York Street. And we're about to, for the third time this stream, cross Lakeshore Boulevard and head underneath the Gardner. definitely have your head on a swivel because cars rip through Lakeshore here going very fast if traffic is light. And I've seen more than a few run a red light. That's the on-ramp that'll take you up to the Gardner and into suburbia. This area is a challenge when there's a game at Scotiabank Arena. It is doubly so when the Skydome has a game at the same time, or when there's big events at both facilities. That's one of the knocks on the new bus terminal, is Go Transit had to cancel a bunch of buses because they couldn't get in and out of the terminal here in time. And we are at Raptors Way. The Skydome is to the left. Lisa says, I can't imagine living down here. If I was gifted a condo in the area, I could certainly imagine living here. You heard that right, billionaire viewer who wants to do something nice for me. I know you're out there watching. There's Scotiabank Arena. Last time I was there was to see Bill Burr, of all people. It was an absolutely hilarious show, but I can't say I would go back to a big arena to see a comedy show again. I'd almost rather go see locals do an amateur night at the Comedy Bar or one of the smaller venues than someone like Bill Burr at Scotiabank Arena. Oh, by the way, mysterious billionaire donor viewer, please cover the property taxes and maintenance fees. Thank you. Fluffy Bunny says they'll send me the money. Okay, this stream has outdoor vibes. I'm gonna go left. And we're going to keep this outside rather than head through this walkway area here. Billy T says Bill Burr slays. He slays Phillies fans. SG says no longer called the Skydome. I can tell you are not from Toronto. It is and always will be the Skydome. That's the easiest way to find out if someone is from around here, or if they work for a major media company, then they're obligated to call it by its bastard new name. Greg, this is York Street. Bastardized new name. Sorry about that. Greetings and salutations, says Kurt. As we're about to hit Front Street. ACC, I don't care so much about that name because it's like a corporate name. But I get it. If you call it the ACC, I'll accept that. Same with the Molson Amphitheater. I think that sounds so much better than the Budweiser stage, but it's not one of those forever names like the Skydome. This is Front Street. The ACC was a great name. It sounded better than Scotiabank Arena. And you could call it the Hangar. I prefer it to Scotiabank Arena, but I'm not going to die on the hill that says that will always be its name. But nothing says I'm a noob like calling it or calling the Skydome by its corporate name. There's the Royal York. Jellybean says this has been a super long walk. Well, tomorrow's video is nearly an hour long. There's a Skydome in Korea. It's our longest running major sports venue. How far back does the Coca-Cola Coliseum go? I guess that one is only like a semi-major. I kind of wish the Toronto Rock played there instead of in Hamilton. Amphitheater sounds so much better than stage, and Dome sounds so much better than center. It's a baseball-specific stadium now. What the hell is it doing with the name Center written on it? Caravana, there's a name that I think will never die along with Skydome. I think people will always call it that. All right, I hear music off in the distance. There's some people going to the J game, maybe. All right, Boom Graham, I hope you enjoy the Jays, or Boom Productions. But I think we're gonna wrap this one up. I wanna thank everyone who tuned in. I wanna thank the mods for their great work. I wanna thank everyone who sent support. We had a few new channel memberships gifted. Thank you for doing that as well, and welcome to the couple of new members. Do like and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified when I go live next. Probably not for a few days. But this is probably it for live streaming in April. So I'll see you guys in May, but where I won't see you is in a Loblaws. I think I'll possibly go up to IKEA and have some hot dogs. So I want to thank everyone for joining. Have a good night. And as always, I will continue.